Ladies and gentlemen, here at Be the Change, it's Anthony. How you guys doing? I don't know how many people are watching the impeachment right now, but share this video out. I'm going to give a quick recap. Again, my point with Be the Change is to always try to bring people together. And for a political party that is aiming 100% at saying, we want to unite, this is the biggest, I have the TV right there, the biggest form of manipulation I have ever seen in my whole entire life. And unfortunately, I believe that one side of the political spectrum is eating up their pauses, their deep words, their incision. I don't even know if that's a word. They're literally making things up as they go. And I want to go over a couple things. First off, they were talking about how Trump supporters were saying we are bringing the cavalry. That is not anything having to do with inciting a riot. That's not. We're bringing the cavalry. You bring the cavalry for speech. You bring the cavalry for strength. You bring the cavalry for strength in numbers. The point of the protest was to show solidarity in mass. Lots of people being there on a mostly peaceful event. Unreal. And then you've got Swalwell, that is, I believe, the one that said we're bringing the cavalry, which is, again, that's called power in numbers. You human kumquat. It's not about, I'm not being mean because I'm calling you a kumquat. We don't know what that means. So whatever. This is from a man that is being allowed to speak on a national stage that has slept with a Chinese spy in the last 5 years and is still serving his government office. And we're having issues breaking apart little words by our previous president. This is your issue. This is what we're spending tax dollars on. Cool. Then Madeline Dean read so far into Trump's words where she was reviewing the calls with the Georgia Secretary of State, where he says, if the Secretary of State doesn't find, if you don't find 1,180, she said, if they don't find 11,780 votes, that they would face prosecution. Those words were never said. He literally said it wouldn't be good for you and the party or legal. He literally said, find them. I believe they're there. This is where the other person on the other line could actually go, they're not there, Donald, which wasn't said, which wasn't shown, based on all these clips that they're showing 7 seconds instead of full 5-minute clips. Literally, you can find anything in any speech. God, think about Biden's speeches where you can take 7 seconds and completely misconstrue his point. And actually, typically it is the point. Regardless, Trump didn't incite an attack at the Capitol. There was 4 years of attacks against Trump supporters, against fans, and I still am not saying it was an attack on the Capitol. I think there was about 50 to 100 hooligans that were asshats. Yet we're grouping 1 million people in, and we're saying that Donald Trump did this, and we're wasting tax dollars. We're wasting human time. We're wasting all of our frustration, and what they're doing is they're purposefully slowing down their words. What's going on, Drum? They're purposely slowing down their words to make it seem so awful and so horrible what he did. What I just said there had nothing to do with insurrection. There was nothing bad about it. I just slowed down my words for theatrical dramatic effect, which is all they've been doing this whole day watching this. I'm glad you're joining, Jerome. Good to see you, buddy. He's on my bowling league, my bowling team. But back to the thing. Anyways, so they're literally telling Trump supporters and they're telling Trump to sit accountable for simply telling people to attend an event to have their voices heard. But they slow down their speech and they say, but look at the violence. It's a joke. I don't support anything that happened violence-wise at the Capitol. I don't. That was wrong. It was minimal compared to what we have watched all year, all the last 7 years, where we have news crews and we have politicians like Maxine Waters saying this is what people deserve. This is what conservatives deserve. This is what people that are different than us deserve. Yet they found 3 people that interviewed that talked about how they didn't believe Trump before the election. They had a video of 3 Trump supporters that said, no matter what happens to the election, I'm not going to believe it. This is coming from a side that for 4 years still stood by Russian collusion, still stood by the fact that Trump was #NotMyPresident has been a slogan for 4 years. And you have an issue with 3 people that you're finding a video of. If you guys don't understand how manipulative the news and the media and the specifically calling out the Democrats are being, it's unbelievable. This is the furthest I have ever seen a political side go to do something that separates the American people. The side calling for unity is the same side where Jussie Smollett's sister, aka AOC, is talking about this horrible thing that happened to her that didn't even happen. She's getting a full public stage. You've got a man that's in bed literally with a Chinese spy, and they're speaking on behalf because Trump said, let's show strength. Let's fight back. Fighting back does not mean with your fists unless you are them, unless you are the Democrats. In this case, again, my message is always about uniting and being the change. But what I'm doing is highlighting the huge errors in what is going on the TV behind me or behind my computer, and probably behind a lot of you and probably at all of your friends' houses that are Democrats. Everybody's watching this, and it's just doing this. It's just separating because the people that are hearing what they want to hear are going, oh yeah, they're eating it up, just eating it up with a friggin' spoon. Whereas the other side is going, is this for real? Is this a real thing? Like, actually listen to what's saying. Listen to what's going on right now. Listen to how they're manipulating every word. They literally were talking about something where I don't even know if I'm not supposed to say the words, the PBs, because this is the world we live in. They're showing an incident on the second Stop the Steal event on the 12th of December, where they're talking about how the Proud Boys were just destroying the city, doing all these things. And they showed 4 still images. One had fire in the middle of a group. Not good, but just fire in the middle of a group on a street. Then there was one scuffle that again was a still shot that took place. And then 2 pictures of these PBs just standing there like this, looking tough. That's the 4 worst photos you can find. These are the 4 photos. These are the horrible, oh my God, 4 photos. Like this is a joke, right? Look at what happened all summer, and you've condoned it, supported it, and said it was in the face of social justice, but you've been okay with the violence all year. You've told people to get violent, and now you're coming on this in your slow words, trying to portray how horrific this event is and what he's done. Stacey Plaskett deserves a damn Oscar because whatever this performance is, it's insane. And she's talking again. They're also bringing up falsities. They're bringing up lies that have been proven, fact-checked, even by liberal fact-checkers, lies, talking about the Proud Boys standing back. He can't condemn white supremacy. Look at the hate. He condemned it 5,000 times before. They're literally taking the American free will and they're using it as a ploy to try to, if you use American free will and fake news in order to portray an image, you could do it with everything. We're humans. We're flawed. There's people that believe things that aren't true. There's people that believe things that are true, and it's called conspiracy. They're talking about the PBs getting in a fight with somebody, hit with a baseball bat, and saying, look at how horrible these people are, when there has literally been people from them and the Patriot Prayer, whatever, that have been shot in cold blood all year with no issues from that side of the country. Sweet God. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at your comments because I'm looking at my notes. I might try to scroll through, but if anybody can't see this, I don't know how to help. I don't know how to bring this country back together. And there's the people that are haters of every side. I don't really know. Probably the same ones put the bombs out there. You have to be able to see what's going on. They talked about this has been definitely proven. Stacey Oscar-winning Plaskett was talking about the Biden van. the Biden bus that was run off the road by Trump supporters, which has been proven false. They just rode with the vehicle, showing a sign. I mean, were they bullying? I don't know. It wasn't to me, I don't even know if it was a bad look. Nobody was speeding. The video is just them going along with it. And then there's the swerve, which has been proven was a driving error based on the one Biden car in the group. It was admitted. It was found. There was other video. And you're going to tell me, she goes, here, look at them intimidating. By the way, in that, this is truth. If you weren't watching, she goes, in this bus, there was young supporters, campaign workers. She had to stress the young. They were on that bus being intimidated, being run off the road. She shows a video of this and then goes, but later there's videos of everything, yet you don't have a video of them trying to run it off the road because it didn't happen. It happens to half the American public. They think it does because the words you say, you, in fact, are inciting violence. The people speaking at this in slow words, dividing the American people based on what they feel and how dangerous our former president was and the people that follow, which is essentially inciting the people that are against him to hate people that are on the other side. This is the most damaging thing I have ever seen in my 38 years to the American public. When I just had a video, God, I don't know, a couple months ago talking about how bad the stimulus bill was, and finally we were coming together. We were finally saying something was wrong from both sides. This whole thing with Robinhood a week ago, 2 weeks ago, both sides saying, wow, big business is going too far here. And then this is how you want to unite this country? This? I don't get it. It's so hard for me to continue to say, let's come together. I want to come together, but when this is the garbage being fed, it's dangerous. It's a farce. If one thing comes out saying Trump was actually asking for more soldiers to make this a safer event, it's literally wiped off the planet. It's not mentioned by the media that everybody listens to. This is dangerous. So if you're watching this sham of an impeachment, and you're not a Republican, you're not a conservative, you're not a libertarian, and you're on the side that thinks that this is gold and this is the word, listen to what they're saying. Read between their pauses and their drama and their acting with a party that has literally slammed everybody that disagrees with them for 4 years. And now, because one event got a little unruly, and it did, some of it proven to not have been fully Trump supporters, do something. For once, think for yourself. Here, let me use it. If there is any, please God, hopefully some Democrats watching, let me try to speak the same way that they are speaking against us. I'm going to encourage you to listen to what I'm saying. This does not reflect the United States of America. This is not what we have our elections for, to have people continuously dividing us as people. They are claiming incitement based on the fact that some people get angry over things that are out of everyone else's control. We are not perfect. Humans are not perfect. At the end of the day, we make our own choices. If words like do this to the Capitol, tear them out of the Capitol, which you have heard from one side, and it was not Donald Trump, saying to stand by or fight back is a term that is used in every part of speech. It's used to push people to stand their ground. That does not mean with weapons. That does not mean with violence. That means we have a voice to this point as it's being ripped from us. Our ability to have freedom of speech, but until it is gone from one political party, we are allowed to fight back with our words and with mass people. That is what our freedom is. That is what our freedom of speech is, and that is what it means to be an American. And what is happening on this stage is lies. They are interpreting data, interpreting semantics, all for the sake of governmental public theater. And I encourage you to be careful to what you listen to. That's all I got to say to you guys. And I know that a couple people are commenting on the fact that a police officer died. There was people that died there. It was unfortunate. It was sad. But if you actually read what came out 4 days ago, police officer died later of a stroke. And it turns out that whole line of blunt force trauma, incorrect. And that was reported by CNN. Where was that reported by CNN? At the end of like a 7-page article. Guys, I know that this is probably 98% conservatives watching this. I understand that. But for those of you that aren't, I encourage you to start opening your eyes. And I'm not telling you to be a conservative. Hell, at this point, I'm not. I don't know what I am politically. I know that I stand for myself. I stand for freedom. I stand for the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist at this point because that's all we have left. There's crappy Republicans. There's crappy Democrats. But what I don't want is to have crappy relationships with my friends, my fellow Americans, and the people that actually give a shit about this country. There is people that are anti-Black Lives Matter that still really, really, really care about Black lives. What's going on the TV sets all across the country right now is dangerous. And I encourage you guys to see this. I encourage you, the 2%, the 4% that are politically on a different side than most of us, to actually really just take a step, take a breath, and see what's going on. Thank you, guys. I had to say it, had to do it, because this is, I mean, this is mind-boggling. Thank you, guys. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Unite, don't fight, be a street light, because only you could be the change you wish to see in the world. And if you get too stressed out, remember to pray, America, because without prayer and without God, this is what happens.